This is the first look at the Keyport OmniFob. This is an example of the iOS app. Using iOS 14 for the first time, you're going to need to sign in if you do not already have a Keyport app. I'm just putting in my email address and putting in my name. I'm going to cut away for just a second and enter in my password. Upon entering in the password, you'll get the option to set up the OmniFob. Went ahead and press Add OmniFob and then selected Scan. You're going to need to select Bluetooth for iOS 14 the first time. It's a new permission that is needed for Bluetooth scanning. It finds it probably in about, I don't know, good 5-6 seconds. It's immediately available. I give it the name of OmniFob. You can pretty much name it whatever you want to name it. Just a little typo here. I'm just going to correct it very quickly. And then once you have it scanned and entered, it was already on the charger at that moment, and it was about 90% of battery available. It charged, I think, probably in about 30 minutes from 90 to 100%. And just double checking here in the app to make sure that the permissions were okay. And from here, you have the option of adding in hubs. I'm going to add in the Smartthings Hub, but I need to go to my Samsung account and get an access token. I pretty much gave the new access token all the permissions within the Samsung app. This is on the developers portion. You'll be able to find options on that, and I'll put a link in the description for how you get to your Samsung account, SmartThings account, and then here are all the available devices that are in my SmartThings app. I will add Unomi later on, but I didn't have any routines or any devices in there. From there, you pretty much can just add the options for creating different routines. And that's pretty much it for the Smartthings integration. Right now I'm testing out the Chipotle integration. That's going to be the Bluetooth scanner. It did not work because I wasn't following instructions, but you'll need to download the Chipotle app, and then once you have that installed and you give the appropriate sign-in credentials, you'll be able to pair with Chipotle. It'll pass off to the Chipotle app, and then it should pass back over to the OmniFob app, but it just simply wasn't following instructions. This is the quick controls once you do have items added. I'm using the long press for the select button. That's the large opaque button. I'm using the flashlight being selected there. And then for the long press on the mode button, I'm selecting the I'm back routine that I have with SmartThings. And you just quickly save that, and they quickly get added to the device. Here are some additional options there for 3, 4, 5, and 6x presses on any of the buttons for select. And pretty much here, just have two things selected. It's going to be the kitchen module, and then there's going to be an additional one for. So we're finally taking a look at the Keyport OmniFob and the Pivot first generation. The Keyport Pivot 2.0 is taking pre-orders right now. So what I'm doing is just using the select button to long press that option for the flashlight, and it goes on and off. And now just cycling through the select button, I have the I'm back routine, and it's running in the background on SmartThings. You just can't see because it's doing things with the actual scene. And this is a kitchen module. I'm not sure if you can hear in the background, but when I do click on the when I actually click on the kitchen module, if you hear maybe a click here, it's actually turning on an appliance module in the background, and it's doing that. It's probably about I'd say probably maybe a second and a half delay. It's actually going probably over the internet from the app on the phone to SmartThings to the actual appliance. But considering it is probably, I don't know, maybe 800 miles each way, it's working fairly quickly. And that's going to another appliance module for an iron. You can't hear that is actually in another room, but it's actually working. I can hear a brief click, but it is actually going on and off. And this is again the I'm back routine. It's actually activating the scene. I just wish that there was actually some prompting on there. It's actually it is successfully either on or off. You pretty much just have to wait for the indicator that it actually ran in the background. And then this is what the actual flashlight looks like. It's a LED flashlight, and this is all my keys attached to it. But it's just, I think this is a single LED bulb. It's actually, it does, you know, does the job for if you actually need a flashlight. But you just have to make sure you're not on any of the functions, and then this is it's actually the flashlight when it's actually on. Pretty bright. And then turning off. Just repeat that, hold it out for 3 seconds or so, and then let go. And the flashlight turns off. And that is the first look at the Keyport OmniFob. Thanks.